And we are allegedly live. So, hopefully nothing comes up that requires my attention in the next hour or so. We will see. I'm also going to do that sensible thing where I get the link. There we go. Copy. Trying to remember to actually, you know, share the fact that I'm streaming. There we go. Alright. So, as the title suggests, I am going to be trying to finish Emily's thing, which I've only got one thing left to do. And if you've been watching, you know for a fact that I've done a lot more than the required ones, but hey. How many Emily missions have we done? That one, Vicarstown to Knapford. Yeah. So, once this is done, I will do some other missions, something like that to keep me occupied. Might do some of the story mode again, just, you know, because I can. Doors. I'm meant to fix the clipping a little. So they have had the patches. Oops. That was the wrong button, sorry. We've had the patch to the game done. There's a few issues still, as you can see, but it's generally been better to my knowledge. And there we go. That's the... Emily's train always goes on the hour, which is nice. Every second hour. I believe James's goes on the other hour. Begs the question, when does Gordon's go? Maybe I should look into this. Nice 4-coach train. Accelerating into the speed restriction like I'm not meant to. There we go. Onto the main line. 4.5 miles to go, and I've got 8 minutes. So we shall hold down the accelerator, as is tradition, until I actually get there. So, I was actually going to stream yesterday, and then I decided instead that I wanted to build more coal trucks. So I need to upload the video, actually. I have run 34? 32? No, it's 24. Either 32 or 34, I don't remember now. Wagons in my coal train most of today. And other than the track being a bit squiffy still, after I soldered all the jumpers on, there's a few patches of solder still on the track, it ran pretty well. I think the main issue I've got now is if I go too fast, I've got 40 wagons on the back. They don't all run perfectly all the time, and if any of them jump around, it causes issues because the tension down the train just chucks one off. I think the worst derailment I had was I had 4 wagons jump off, but only 4, and it was the 4 next to the engine, so reasonably tidy. And they didn't like fly off the track, they just had enough of a pull on them that it pulled them off the track, and then they kept bouncing along the sleepers, which was a bit noisy. Yeah, I don't know when I'm going to run them next, because as much as I do enjoy them, and they are a fun thing to do, having however many, I think I've got 11 more to do, which means I think I've got 34 wagons. I really should, like, know these things. Right, what's the easiest way to try and do the maths on this? So it's 7 per layer. I've got... Yeah, I've got 32. Yeah, I've got 32 wagons. Why do I get 34? 34 with the vans. 32 wagons. I should probably have switched camera view there. Oh well. I'm paying attention, honest. There we go. Up to speed. Only took 3.5 minutes. But yeah, so I've got 32 wagons, and they ran nicely. And I had them running with Edward and with my Manning Wardle. I want to get 8 more in the set to get it up to 40 wagons. Which I should be able to do fairly soon. Although, I've got... how many? It's either 5 or 6 GC ones that will be a while. Because... they're in the queue for overhaul, and most of them are going to need new plate work, and therefore nice and easy, you know, just going to wait. So there's 6 in the yard at Swiftland, plus the one in the yard at Rowfleet, so that will be 7, but I think 2 of them might be not in bad shape. So that's 5 that I can't do yet, which leaves me with 6. Which are... one is at the Manchester Museum of Science and Industry, and it's very difficult to get an other side shot because of where it's parked. It's basically on a bridge, and it's only publicly viewable from one side. And I don't know if it's outside at the moment. I'm hoping they've still got it, because they had 3 for a while, and they've gone down to 1. But the getting to that one's difficult. I've not had much luck on Flickr. I can find loads of pictures of one side of it. But obviously it's the publicly viewable side, so I need to ask nicely. That's kind of worse. About that. I've got 2 more wagons that are on the just get them put together pile. So that accounts for 8 of them. I've got 1 at Blaenavon, which seems to just be a cryptid. And I've got 2 at the Dean Forest that I'm going to go and see on Friday. And that puts me at all of the ones I know about that are relevant to the GC or are potential GC ones. Obviously, there are many of us around the country. I will maybe get to them in the future. However, if you've ever tried to carry 40 mineral wagons anywhere, you realise quite quickly how much space they take up. Yeah, that's not pleasant. That's not a bug they've fixed completely. Right, okay, 800 yards so I need to stop. I need to be doing less than 50 as I pass the works, which I'm doing. Yeah, I've been driving Emily most of the day, but with, well, not Emily's proper coaches, but 2 Emily suitable coaches, which are a Annie and Clarabelle that we have sprayed British Racing Green. They work quite nicely, you know, no one's really commented on them. Obviously they're not the proper ones, but, well, we don't have the proper ones. Although, I have the project that I have assigned myself to make a Henrietta and Hannah, which should be fairly simple, because if I use the existing drawings I've got, it's just a case of print them. Because I've got a bogey one I've on my shelf over there, and I can basically just use that. But with single wheel sets rather than bogies, obviously. But I do need to get a couple of donor vehicles to make that work. I've got 2 minutes to wait. So I guess I'm going to be chatting with you guys for a bit. I need to stop kicking my books. I've moved my books to the other side of my desk to try and get me to sit nearer the keyboard, because I've got quite a lot of books under there now. But yeah, so need to do that. But I'm actually I'm not really home this week. So getting anything delivered is not going to happen. Also, I kind of can't really afford it right now. Because I've got a load of other stuff I need to be doing that's slightly more important than making coaches. Also, I've managed to get ink wash on my nice enamel sign. Cool. Need to clean that off. That must have been from when I'd... the 8 wagons I was painting last night, I painted the insides of them before I went to bed and stuck them all up on various flat shelves. They'd dry evenly. And apparently one of them was parked close enough to the sign that it's leaked out over the sign. Yay. Oh, my sun lamps have turned off. Alright. Well, that's a thing, I guess. Can't see if it's on or not, the power, but it isn't lit up. That's weird. Wonder how it decides to do that, or if it's just a boost option. I will have to look into them. Brain. I'm trying to say coherent things, and it's not going well. So, let's move the camera a little bit, just to make it look less like I've walked away from the video. Put the lamp on. Make sure we've got the Emily camera for the next tunnel. 13 seconds to go. I'm really not sure if this is real time or not. I don't think it is, but it doesn't... Okay, so they've changed it now so that you have to close the doors before you can pull off, it seems. Because I'm sure it used to be that you could, if you hit the accelerate, it would close the doors. But I'm not sure. Maybe we can experiment with this further. I could probably lose the speed restriction indicators. They might help a little bit for trying to do this more properly. You know what? Let's try it. Settings. HUD. Next signal marker off. Speed limit marker off. Track monitor. I don't know what that is. Markers on track monitor. Minimal HUD. HUD distance. Camera sway motion. Oh, that'd be quite nice to not have that. Stop marker. Wait, disable junction derail. Scenario marker. I don't know what that is. So we're going to leave those two on because I don't know what they are. Okay. See how this compares. So I have to keep an eye on the top left to see how far away I am from the stealth and learn the route. Which I should have done fairly well by now. I mean, I've been playing this game for a while. I don't know how many hours I've got in it. I know I ticked over 3,000 on RimWorld a few days ago. Oh, that is so much smoother without the camera bounce. Like, I can see stuff's moving, but it's not throwing me around. Oh, that's so much more pleasant. Okay. Look at how bouncy the tender is. Boing. So I need to keep an eye on the speed restrictions on the dial and on the track side to some extent. I don't know if that's better or worse. I think it's worse. Green. No, getting back to what I was saying, no, so I've got stuff coming up. So as much as I'd like to get a couple of new coaches done, for one, I need to finish James's coaches, because I've got one of them next to me. And it just needs painting, and all the door handles and stuff putting on. And I don't remember where I put them. They might just be on me. Well, they're probably on my desk somewhere, but that's always fatal. So I might have to look at making some more, which is not the worst thing, because eventually it'd be quite nice to have a full rake of 4 coaches. But that will be a as funds permit. Because making stuff for myself and making stuff for the club is different because it's not necessarily my money. However, I need to be able to buy them in the first place. And as much as my job is pretty good, you know, it's not consistent. Because I had a guy message me earlier going, "Oh, I'm interested in these vehicles, you know, what sort of price would they be? Would they be suitable for this sort of traffic?" You know, the usual fun questions. And he said, "Oh, cool, I'll get back to you in the week." So as much as he's hopefully interested, it don't necessarily mean that he is. And, yeah. Although I've got a show coming up, not this weekend, coming the one after. And that should be hopefully pretty good for me. I just need to get a decent amount of stock built up because there's a lot of stuff that I could potentially do, and it's a show where I'm trading again. It's quite a big one. I believe the Flying Scotsman will be nearby, so we'll probably get quite a lot of people through. So I'm debating if I want to make a load of little, very simple kits and go from there. The other thing I need to do is I need more wheels because I've got... Oh dear. You know how I was saying I need the need to be paying more attention? Will I slow down in time? I might actually. Yeah, I don't think I've messed that up too badly, but I should have slowed down much sooner. Ah, right, I've not got the track marker for where I need to stop. Okay. I feel like that's better. It looks nicer. Right. As I was about to be saying, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 sets of wheels left. Because I've used quite a few on making coal wagons. As a result, I need to restock that before the show, because, yeah. Which also means that I really shouldn't make any more wagons for a while, because I really can't afford to keep replacing the wheels. But it's a minor enough problem. So, 20 seconds to go. Yes, the Isle of Sodor's locomotives are very narrow compared to the standard gauge. I'm going to sneeze. I'm very sorry about this. Okay. Hopefully that was quieter. Heading to the downline. Brain. No, so one of the projects when I have the funds for it is making a Emily. As a auction I've been watching that finished in a few days' time, and it's got some rather nice things on it. And it's a case of, should I be so fortunate and or unfortunate, depending on how you view it, as to win some or any of them, then I will have quite a variety of traction available. Including, if one particular one goes through, it'll give me a nice B4 dock tank chassis with not only green wheels, but green pistons, which will look rather lovely underneath Percy. So we're approaching the Whispering Wood, I think it is. The fairground, anyway. You can see the Ferris wheel. There is some kind of large tent. A helter-skelter. A bandstand. and some animals. And if I get this mission done, it should unlock the last thing, which will then give me a complete set of things to look at as I go past on trains. So 3.7 miles to go. Yeah, I've not quite fixed that yet. Now I'm hoping after bug fix round 2, we might get some DLC for this. Big pile of hay. So we're nearly up to speed. Emily is not brisk, even with only 4 coaches. Yes, so the question becomes, in a few weeks' time, after the model show has happened, there is going to be the first proper Flying Scotsman trains running day, at which point my plan is to be sitting outside running a variety of interesting trains, but I am not sure what to take. Because part of me goes, take engines. Engines are what people like. You know, rolling stock is generally seen as boring and a thing that you go behind the engine, and not much more. So, what do I take? Now, the club have got 3 rather nice coaches. I mean, they're alright, you know. And I could, quite easily, put my 3 or 4 similar ones into the set, and give you a nice 6-coach train. Which would be, you know, not unreasonable. Especially if I pair that with Gordon, or if I've got the box in time, well, not Henry, but Henry-shaped. Or James, potentially, but probably not James, because we've got a G-gauge James. Sadly the same with Thomas, Percy, and Toby. But it does mean I can use Edward, Donald, and Douglas, along with Salty, and any others that I happen to get done in time, although I probably won't. Diesel, actually, probably. Well, we've got Diesel as well. It's that choice of, if I was running stuff inside, I can run whatever I like, because it's a different layout. They're not, you know, it's a bit weird having Thomas running with Thomas sort of thing. 2 miles to go. I don't think I'm going to make it in time. Because I've got to be doing I've got to be doing 60 to make it in time at this point. And I'm not quite doing 60. However, as you may have seen, I've got a number of trucks with faces, vans with faces. Got little Henrietta, so in theory I could just not run big Toby. Because the other thing is, as much as, I could take all these things, like, I've got to get them there and back on a bus, which is going to be a bit of a challenge. I'm doing a lot of long whistles for Emily right now, not just a little pip. Part of me goes, I want to take GC stock, because, you know, it's at the Great Central. So taking the Corn Wagon and Wagon Group's tank train, as much as I've got of it, would be a nice one. I've got some vans. I've got various other exotic vehicles that might be fun to run, like the well troll and stuff like that, and the flat roll. I'm just kind of like, I don't know what to run. Excuse me. Because I could take a little ballast train. I could take a whole number of things, but then it's okay, if I take Gordon, I need some passenger coaches to run with him. We've got some that are suitable, but they're not brilliant. And as much as I'd like to overhaul them at some point, they run nicely enough and they're nice and simple. I'd be tempted to fit them with KDs, just so they're a bit more elegant. I've done it again! Oh, I've got the track indicator this time. Well, I didn't overrun. I need to get better at paying attention. Well, we're early at least. Yeah, so it's the... what do I take with me? And if I've got space for it, it'd be really nice to take my big Cowan's crane and have a little breakdown train. But... then what? There's a load of stuff where I go, oh, that could be nice. I think taking short trains that can run reliably will be better, because I'll almost certainly be keeping an eye on all the big trains as they're going round. So having something that's a bit more stable, you know, 5 or 6 wagons, rather than 30 or 40. Yeah, at some point I do want to basically have a go at see what I've got that runs, and see how much stuff my 9F can actually pull. Because in theory, as long as the rolling resistance is low, you can kind of pull anything. But, you know, like my ballast stock, if I run it empty, having 9 big hoppers... all the ICI stock can have 7 big hoppers. I've got... what is it? 8 SO tanks when I've built this last one. I've got a load of TAs I could run. I could run my Freightliner set. And it sounds like it's a lot of stuff, and it is, but it doesn't... like, I've built this up over like 10 years, so it's not... then again, I build rolling stock for my job. I've got quite a bit of example work. But it's just the, what do I take with me? There's too much choice. I think a nice little mixed goods train, you know, few tanks, few vans, few trucks, maybe a special vehicle or two. Nice and easy. Gordon will have to suffer the indignity of pulling the goods train, because the way I run it is each train gets 2 15 or 30 minute runs depending on what the temperature's like. One on one line, then the other in the other direction. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. I I mean, 3 doors are in the platform. Okay, I think I might have to turn that indicator back on, because apparently I'm just not capable of keeping up with that. Stop marker. Okay, I think that's the right one. Right, I've got 1 minute to wait. I'm just chatting with the, you know, chatting with whoever's listening, and not really paying enough attention. There's so many things I'd like to run. That's the main thing. I think if I take my GC Suburban set, that's probably the best all-rounder, because it's Great Central, it's coaches, anything can pull them. They look a bit like Annie and Clarabelle if you squint. I can stick Gorsa on them. I can stick any of the other locos. It's not a heavy set. It's 5 coaches, maybe 6 if I'm keen. And yeah, maybe have the ballast set going the other way, and then they'll all fit in the box as well. And then I just need to take a few locos with me. Job done. Right. 1.5 miles. I'm not seeing a marker up ahead. We'll see what it does. I feel like the camera movement's back. Yeah, the camera movement definitely feels like it's back. Because, like, I have not got my hand on the mouse. And it is just jumping up and down. Yeah. No, I'm never sure what to take to these things, because it's like, I could just take my Dutch 31 and some hoppers and have them trundling around most of the day. The club's got 3 nice Lake Crest BR diesels. You know, it's that thing of, do I want to appeal to the more discerning train enthusiast, or do I want to appeal to the children that will inevitably be there? Because people who are paying attention will hopefully realise that my models are proper models with faces on them. They're not toys or anything. You know, they're made to be, you know, as correct as I can. Right, here is Marin. Got a minute to get there. I'm not gonna rush. There is a loop at Marin. Interesting. Is that stop mark? Is that the stop marker? I'm not sure. I think I just need to get good. There we go. Brain. But yeah, no, there's not really much opportunity for me to show off the stuff that I've built, things like that, and I like to do that, mostly just because it's where I run my stuff, you know. I don't really have an opportunity other than to show it off if it's there. It's not me going, aha, see, I made this. It's more just me going, I get to run them. But yeah, far too much I should be doing. It's already May. How is it May? I could take... I'm just looking at my shelves and going, I've built sets to run as sets for a long time, because I've got vacuum engineers, air brake engineers, air brake hopper engineers, vacuum brake hopper engineers, like rail flats, steel carriers, obviously my wind cutter set. I've got various other engineers sets in different liveries, because I've mostly got engineers black or engineers Dutch, but I've got a few engineers olive in the mixture. And my sharks cover basically every operating livery up until they were retired, including a fictitious one or semi-fictitious one. I mean, is it fictitious if a brake van was actually painted like that? Or is that one fictitious? Because it's a model of a real thing. So I could also just be boring and take my bubble car and give that a nice run. And then that just means I can cycle through the other train of whatever's running, because the club's got a decent rake of coal wagons. Got, what is it, 21 all in? No, it's not. No, yeah, well, yeah, because we've got 12. Originally, I built them all with the intention of them being run as one mixed set, but 4 of them are loaded and 8 of them are empty. So the loaded ones run with the other loaded set, and the empties run on their own. And we don't have any of the other stuff anymore, other than the coach set, so we got coaches or loaded trucks is about the choice, which isn't desperately exciting. I mean, it's not boring, you know, it's stuff. I could also, looking at my shelves, take just a mixed vacuum fitted freight set, you know, to chuck some China clay trucks in, a Lomac, some med fits with barrels in them, various vans, some steel carrying stock, maybe a couple of engineers' vehicles, you know. Have a proper go. I could also be silly and just take brake vans. You know, because I've got... I did the math. I counted this up a few streams ago, didn't I? And I can't remember what it is now. About 20 odd. Of various different types. Although most of them are plough vans. Well, I've got some other more normal traffic vans. I think I've got 3 BR 20-ton vans, 3 Stanya 20-ton vans, 3 Southern Pillbox vans. I've got plans for some more BR 20-tonners. Not certain. I need to make a car, the CAR, not automobile, to have a proper, nicely painted bauxite one. So I've got a engineer's one and a rail freight one. They're alright. I'm going to run them with other stuff, but they're too late for a lot of the stock I've got. That's no one. I could always run my Ministry of Defence train. I've got a number of vans for that. I've got a few well trucks. I've got the Austerity. Well, you can run a lot of other stuff with the same vehicles. So, no, lots of choices. Too many. Yeah, no, I think the Suburbans, if I get them all nicely painted up, will look nice with Gordon, because I could... It's the choice. Do I run Gordon with Mark 1s, or do I run him with some nice wooden-bodied stock? Oh, I'm 20 seconds late. Oh dear. I am causing confusion and or delay. Passengers must not cross the line except by means of the footbridge. Yes. Because there is a barrow crossing at the end of the track there. For porters to carry stuff across the line. Single whistle that time. Power! Well, the other alternative, of course, to all of that is I take something nice and simple and boring to run on the O gauge and concentrate just on the G. Which is the one that most people will be interested in. But I will almost certainly be dressing up as the not quite as thin as he used to be controller. So since I've got my ribcage fixed, I don't fit my waistcoat properly anymore. So I might need to get another one. Because it used to be I had to tighten it up at the back, and now it's... no, now it's tight. And it's not that I've gotten fat, I've just got bigger around the chest. You know, this whole I spend, you know, a good 8 hours a week at the wagon shop, moving things around, generally dealing with heavy stuff, and working a lot more. You know, getting the surgery has very much helped me have structural integrity. And I just need to be mindful of my diet to make sure it doesn't have anything that aggravates the few bits that I haven't had anything done to yet. But I'm I'm still suspicious about how good I feel. Like, I'm not complaining, I'm just like, huh. Brain. No, I think I'll have to take my Dutch set. They're just on the shelf over there looking at me, looking all nice and yellow. So, I might take them next Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to go Sunday. Got a trip down to Wales on the Saturday. I'll be coming back. So, 0.9 of a mile. I need to keep an eye out because it's just past this yard. So I might go this Sunday, as I can fit. Ooh, how many? I think I can fit maybe 12 of my hoppers in my normal carry box. And if I if I put the Dutch tram in there, that'd look nice. And before you go, you've got one from like Amsterdam? No, it's just a rail freight Dutch liveried northeastern tram. Right, 500 yards and closing. Again, it's always that question of what do I take? Because do I take modern traction? Do I take older stuff? I've got, you know, sort of grouping era stuff. Pre-grouping. You know, early British Rail, late British Rail. A few bits of EWS. So, always the decisions. I could be really boring and just take my Ortiplers from the 60. 8, I think they're 90-ton gross Ortiplers. Just take 10 of them. Have them trundle around slowly for a day. I could probably stick Gordon on them, he might just look a bit odd. But, yeah, that's one of them ones that doesn't have a brake van. And if I've got it correct, the lamp is always on the correct end of the train because they run in a circle. Yeah. Too much choice. I think just a generic mixed freight train would work, but then I could just snaffle bits out of the layout inside for that. Too much choice. Then again, they don't stop, so having a passenger train might not be the... I'm going to be doing this for a while, I'm afraid. I'm just going to go, what am I going to want to run? Now, I think I'll go with the stone hoppers. Because I can stick in some of the oddity vehicles, I can stick in some of the plough vans and stuff. They'll look out of place for stuff, but they're a nice cheerful looking wagon with the big yellow stripe along the top. Could even use the vacuum set and have some dogfish in the mix. Just take one of every species and the correct one, you know. Have the clam, the taupe, dogfish, catfish, herring, mackerel. I couldn't run the trout, they're unfitted. Walrus, sea lion, the piped sea cows. Can't run the whale because I don't believe they were ever piped. Sturgeon, turbot. What else is there? Got a load of models. I've not actually built one yet, and I want one, but it's one of those. No, I can't just keep doing that. And then I've gone and built 40 coal wagons. Not 40 yet, but... the timber train's normally quite popular, but I've not run that in ages, and it needs a load of new buffers and couplings, which isn't, again, difficult to do, it's just... is that what I want to be working on? Then again, we've also got another option of the... well, all the proper grown-up trains will be inside, or big ones outside, so I'll just bring my fun ones. Yeah, I'll have to see. I'll have to consult with the various friendos as to what they would recommend, although I think taking the breakdown crane might be a fun one. So if I can get it painted nicely. If I can't get it painted nicely, well, I won't take it. Right. 1 mile to go. Let's accelerate a little bit. So I've nearly got a score enough to get me on to the next, you know, advancement level. However, that's not really a thing in this one, as I will hopefully have finished the challenge after doing this mission. Pip. So, I've got a 20 board coming up soon. That one? 50 board. Okay, I've got a 20 board coming up after that. So we're crossing Knapford Harbour. None of the other engines in sight. Distance signal down. Although it is a fixed distance. And I've got the board against me there, so bring to a stop. Now, sometimes I do actually have to stop here, because like Thomas will be coming off the branch or whatever, but not this time. Platform 5. We've got a 30 board. I've got a minute, I'll just roll the last 500 yards slowly. So I don't know why it puts me this way and then back again when I could just go... Oh, there's not a crossover the other way. Huh. Alright, that'll be why then. There's some kind of plate. There's the mail train, it'll be sitting there for a while. That guy just climbed out of that milk churn. It kind of looked like he did. We made it! With only one minor mess up. Right, 10,000 points, 23 miles, an hour and a half drive time? Is that? That's not correct. Because I did it in 12 to 46, that was 46 minutes. And it took 40, yeah, it does seem to be real time. So I don't know where it got that time from. Total time 1 hour 34? I don't know. Yeah. It's go into free roam mode for a minute. Leave the doors open. I'm not going. They're not going in there. You okay there, Emily? You look like someone's eating your cheesecake. Yeah, someone has definitely just eaten Emily's cheesecake. Maybe it was her driver. So, platform 5, out of Knapford. Come on. There we go. Got the signal. Yeah, it's kind of awkward that they made a terminus station where the turntable is the wrong side. Kind of useful if there was a drop back onto the turntable from like here, rather than having to go all through the yard, but I guess it's accurate to whichever version of events it aligns to. And we're about to go into tunnel view, yep. Oh, I can see over the coal at least. There's the board. I feel like shunting into a tunnel is suboptimal. But hey. So through the through line. I think I've got until 1 o'clock to get all this manoeuvre done. Got the board. Could be going a bit faster, but honestly, Gonna go down to the shunt board. I don't know, yeah. I've only got to go as far as the signal, not as far as the shunt board. So there's the speed restriction. I need to be this side of the signal. Oh, Emily does not stop as well without coaches. It's like they provide a good amount of the brake force. Well, now I've got to wait 20 seconds for the signal. Come on, signal. Can I get the signal, please? Give it a few more seconds, because I think it's just one we've got to wait. The signal box is literally there. Like, you know, they can see me. We now have to just rely on track circuits. Okay. Denied. Gonna make me sit here for 40 seconds. They only control this slip, everything else is done in the on the ground in the yard. I don't know, maybe the yard is getting itself set up ready. Oh yeah, even that point's got a lever on for the slip. Now, what is it? A 10-mile-an-hour limit for the yard? I don't know. Well, that was a weird visual effect. I feel like it must be 15 for the yard, but I'm not sure. Knapford Yard Turntable, otherwise known as Kit T. Hope everyone's having fun. It seems like some of the posts work. That was a bit of a weird effect, but... oh, there's so much wasting. Like, you'd think for stuff like this that if you're manually driving it, they'll let you go a bit sooner and you just wait longer later, but I guess spreading out the waiting times. Ooh, 8 seconds. I think after this I'm going to work on more wagon painting. So I've got 7 that I did yesterday that I need to finish painting. Because I painted the area where the number panel goes, so I could identify them all easily, and then I ran out of time. So they've got number panels, white stripes, handbrakes, painted, and that's it. Emily, are your wheels meant to do that? Just vibing there. It is still pretty impressive to be able to spin the entire asset without, you know, too much issue. Chuff. Briefly got a 60-mile-an-hour limit. Knapford South Shunt 2. That's a long entry. Right, got the signal. Now, is this one where I stop here, or I stop... no, 200 yards. There we go, it's like I can read. I can't, apparently. It's like I can. May the 4th be with you. Indeed. It is the 4th of May. Just got blanked by Thomas. So rude. Right, I might as well back onto my train, and then I'll drop back, see if I've completed the challenge, and then I might do one more mission, but honestly, I've been streaming for an hour, and I'm feeling kind of low energy after having done so much today. Now I need to message the signalman, because it's calling on arm. There we go, there's the calling on arm, platform 5. Straight into the 30 limit. How are you playing this on Steam? Yes, I've got everything on Steam. I don't have a even slightly current... I think my most up-to-date games console is an Xbox 360. Maybe a Wii, I forget which one came out first. No, I'm wondering what work I'm going to get done Tuesday. I've got a load of drawing things I should be doing. I need to remember I need to remember on Wednesday to go and get pictures and stuff of the macaw at Rowfleet. Oh, that was not the camera view I was expecting. We've got quite a long way I can go. Oh. I'm playing on my computer. I might be able to play this on my laptop. I've not tried. Right, let's drop back to the front menu. Challenges! Grumble. I've done that. I literally just did a load of missions. It's rude. However, I've got these nice 6 posters, and I'm waiting to find out what these 6 will be. Hopefully we can fill in some blanks, because we've got 1, 4, 6. Well, 1, 4, 5, 6. Missing 2 and 3. And then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right, so we have to do a mission of something. What's a nice thing to do? Shunting challenge? Not doing that one again. L's Bridge. Thomas goes fishing. James and the van. Knapford shunting challenge. Thomas and Gordon. Thomas and Bertie. Branching out. Leaves. First class engine. Any suggestions on what I should be doing? I want to do a mission in the hopes that it will register that I've done that one for Emily. Well, I suppose there might be an Emily mission that would 2 birds with 1 stone. Emily and the Express.
Emily and the Express.
It doesn't fit in the text box.
Meanwhile at Kelsthorpe, Emily was pulling a goods train and had to stop at a signal when the station master walked up. Gordon has broken down, he told her. Can you leave your trucks here Then go and find him and pull the express.
It says I'm waiting on a signal, but the signal clearly says go and on the down line. Immersion ruined.
Emily went off to uncouple her trucks before
I've seen
setting
some
off to
properly
find Gordon.
salty boys talking about this game, and it's like, wow. Am I going forwards? Where are the sidings at Kelsford Road? In theory, I'll be going up to this signal, then dropping back to set my wagons into the siding. I think using a single for freight is suboptimal because the adhesion being worse. Mainly for brake force. Whereas coaches provide their own. So, I'm clear of the signal. I'm braking hard. 20 yards to go. That'll do. No, apparently I need to go further. Just being inside the signal is not enough. I do like that the loose coupling on the goods means that if I ease off the... if I brake, it stretches the train out a bit. But as I'm pushing, it pushes it back together. You can get quite a ripple through my my coal train now. It's quite nice to see as you just kind of squish it. Eventually I'll have to drag it all down to Rowfleet so I can get a picture of them next to the full-size example. Although I may make commemorative wagon 42s for the group for the amount of work that one's going to be. Slow down a bit. Slow down a bit more. No, it would be nice if there was more sort of take freight places oriented missions. That might be a thing that comes in some of the DLC with the likes of Edward and Donald and Douglas. Possibly even the other twins, the Port of Bar ones. Yep. Bonk. Gonna go 4.5 miles. Power! Already got the board. On the down or on the main? Down line. Alright. So, go and find Gordon. You can now fully open up. Right. Sorry. Text message. Wondered if it would be work, as this seems like the kind of time that work would be like, hey, can you go do something? I need to organise tomorrow to go and read 3 different meters. Oh, that'll be fun. Can probably open the tap all the way up to 70, can't I? As long as I can stop at the other end. Well, following camp. Okay, some of the signals seem to have had their hitboxes changed because those ones don't do anything now. So 3 miles to Kildane. There's a lot of whistleboards on this line. 2 miles to go. The faster I go, the closer the whistleboards get. Cows. Cow. One of the many rivers. Very wet island. Cows. I wonder if the sheep game will have had a new video out by the time I finish this. It is lambing season after all. Cows. Only seen cows so far. I don't even know if there are sheep in the game. Are there sheep? I know there's horses and pigs. No fence there. Oh, it's up there. So that means this technically is railway land, as the fence is otherwise. Oh, and I've got 1,000 yards to slow down. Will it be enough? Maybe not. Right. 200 yards. Please stop, Emily. Emily, please. Not got a signal yet. Don't think I can get a signal either. Oh, no, I've got a signal. Never mind. Gordon must be parked outside the next one. Now, as much as I want to be a funny person, I could just accelerate and see how fast I can be going when I get to Gordon. But I kind of want to get this mission done. Gordon, are you okay over there? I feel like your face hasn't rendered. That's kind of creepy. There we go. So that's... I'm now passing the shunt limit, which is an interesting one to signal, because you can't signal that, because the track circuit is occupied. Oh well, you can't exactly put a calling on arm everywhere, just in case someone breaks down on the main line. Honk.
Hello, Gordon, peeped Emily. What's happened here? Are you being the best express in the world? I am surprised. But we must get these passengers home. Gordon just looked at his buffers and didn't say a word, as Emily went to shunt him out of the way. Right then, said Emily. Here we go.
There's no one driving Gordon right now. Going 2.3 miles, not stopping at this station. For an engine that's broken down, I wonder what's broken down. Maybe his vacuum exhauster. Because that would prevent him from being able to pull his coaches, because he can't keep the brakes off. But that will be it. Oh no. I was going to say like, oh, that better not be my station. Oh, 2 miles to go. Gordon does not stop at these stations. Got 6 coach train on the back, so I feel like Gordon's doing most of the work here. Start slowing down. Pretty good brake force, but still. I need to think less and do more. Might have my Boco done soon. That would help. Or my Bill and Ben. Get a Bill and Ben though, I'm going to want some more clay wagons. And I've only got 2. Signalled for the main, which is a platform here. Right. Oh, horses. Exhaust beats are very slightly out of sync. train and the platform. Hooray! Now, presumably, which way are we going? Are we going, yeah, we are going to Knapford. Drag Gordon back to Knapford. I see you. That's kind of creepy. Oh, go on to Wellsworth. I thought we just had to take him to the next station. Oh well. So, Maron to Wellsworth means we're going to go over Gordon's Hill. I think. 2 miles. Let's go. We're doing decent acceleration up there. Yeah, slowing down a little bit, but slowly. Be interesting to see what the grade is. Well, it's that, isn't it? It's quite steep. Excuse me. You know, it's not a theme park ride. So in a mile's time I need to stop. So I'm going to not accelerate down the other side. Braking. Distance signal down. Bearing to stop. Not got the board yet. Oh dear. Yeah, that's me being brake checked. Slow. In theory, all of my signals are to the left. So we're going to get switched off the main onto the down line. That's the strange turntable at Wellsworth. Through the signal post. Right under the bridge. That's going to be really unpleasant for anyone going across it. Now I can't remember, do I dump Gordon here? Or do I have to take it all the way? I don't remember. I should probably know this by now. I've done this mission I think 3 times. Yep, going all the way to Knapford. Alright. Nope. No, got the signal. There we go. Have they changed this mission? Well, I'm sure it said it only had to take him to Wellsworth. I mean, hey, I'm not complaining. I get to do more stuff. Have the nice 6-coach train. Still somewhat torn on what I'd want to do to make proper express coaches for my Thomas ones. Because as much as I've got Mark 1 coaches that will do the job just fine, I know I'm a bit... 3.5 miles to Knapford. Let's go! Alright, so I need to check that after the stream. I'm going to check for this auction when the deadline to collect things is, because unfortunately they won't post things, so if I do win anything, I need to make sure I can get there. In enough time, otherwise I get fees for them to hold on to it. I feel like 60 is a good speed. Though 90 is the speed that Gordon can apparently do down here. Approaching the washdown, which for some reason isn't at Tidmouth Shed. Oh, Thomas is there. Thomas is being rude. Straight through Marin. I don't remember. Is it Marin? Crosby. You'll think I'll learn eventually. You might be right. Okay, I've got a mile to go, nearly. Can I push it up to 90 before I have to slow down? 83. 84. It's 4,000 yards to a mile. I don't think accelerating is going to be enough. Let's apply the brakes. Signal is good. And some pigs. Okay, I did decelerate a little quickly there. Or a little early, I should say. Yeah, 50 onto the down. I think it's 20 inside the station limits. Although I need to stop because that signal is yellow. Oh, I've actually got quite good braking. However, my signal ahead is clear, so pick some speed back up. It's nice when that signal's already pulled off for me. Now we'll have to drag him to his shed, probably. Platform 5. Through the wiggle because there isn't an anti-wiggle. Oh, no. Platform 3, not platform 4. Platform 4. Platform 4? Platform 4. I think they put the express into 1, but then, you know, Gordon's... Well, Percy and Thomas have got that side of the station.
Emily arrived at the end of the line, and she'd made good time. Sir Topham Hatt was there to greet her.
Well done, Emily. How do you feel pulling an express train again?
It was great, sir, but it's certainly been a busy day.
Well, you deserve a nice long rest in the sheds.
Thank you, sir, beamed Emily with pride.
Hmm. 54 minutes. I don't feel like that's the correct time. But... branching out. I might replay all the story missions at some point, but for now, have I finished the challenges? No! Alright. Let's do... let's do the Knapford run round again. Oh, excuse me. It's like I'm quite tired. That's my signal. I wonder what happens if I don't uncouple there and just drive off with the coaches. I don't know if I get this. I might just not get the signal. That would do it. So this train is a lamp on the left. Is that a unfitted goods train? Or is that a fruit mineral train? I don't remember. I had the lamp codes out earlier because I was trying to put... I've got a set of lamps for Edward and I wanted to use them in the correct orientations. Ooh. Power! I wonder if Bowling for Soup's song Emily would fit this Emily. I'll have to listen to it again later and find out the answer. Hooray! Right. Was that enough to complete the challenge? Something was... Stalls and seating tent now appear in the fairground. Hooray! The most boring option other than possibly pigs. So, let's Whispering Woods. Let's go. January at midnight. Custom weather. Let's go. Spawn a train? No. Right, so I got some benches. So Emily got us benches. And some little tiny things that you can't really see. I can't go in there with that. Now if I spawn, let's go with just diesel. Oh, that's a point. Oh. That appears to be a different feature. So if we get in diesel, I go 8. Whee! Okay, so if I've got an engine, I can have a look. So we've got some kind of ring toss game. Sweets that look an awful lot like limes and apples and strawberries. And maybe oranges and blueberries. Not quite sure I agree with them on their definition of sweets. Everyone is a winner. Well, that looks like a coconut shy. There is no way into the big tent. What have we got over here? Ah, this one has fruit. Okay, that makes sense. There's a ring toss game. And a coconut shy. So I feel like if the other one said fruit as well, that would be better. You've got... Oh, you can't go in the Helter Skelter. Boo! Boo! And I've hit the hype box. Then we've got more fruit. More fruit. More fruit. And more fruit. Detecting a theme here. You have a horse. And a horse. And an empty. And an empty. And some pigs. You doing okay there? Okay, yeah, it's breathing. That's fine. Well, I've completed the fairground, and honestly, I'm not saying it wasn't worth it, but I don't know. Now, I'm not suggesting that the two guys hanging out at the bandstand at midnight wearing trench coats might be up to something, but I don't know. Ooh, there is a pile of sacks for the Helter Skelter. Go out the back. Yeah. So if you're not familiar with Helter Skelter, there's a spiral staircase up the middle. Go out the top, get in your sack, and you go whee until you get to the bottom. Nice, simple, old-fashioned fun. We also have a nice accessible bandstand that I cannot access. Variety of crates and butterflies. They don't look like moths. Yeah. Nice gentle thrum of the diesel engine. Boop. Isn't he cheerful? There we go. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed watching. I am going to go and paint some wagons for a bit, I think. So I hope you all have a nice day, and I will try and stream again.